Good Shabbos, everyone.
Shabbos, Rabbi.
Help us with a tradition. It's nice whenever we come together for our services that we can do so as one community. So find someone you're sitting near who you may or may not know. Introduce yourself to them and wish them a good Shabbos.
Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi Tehorai, Ata barata, Ata yitzarta, Ata nefachta bi. Ata Mishamra Bekirbi. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shanatata bi Tehorai. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shanatata bi Tehorai.
In the 13th year of a young man's life, he has the privilege and responsibility to read from Torah for the first time and teach his congregation from that which he has read. More than just reading Torah and Haftarah, reading from our sacred scripture, he has the privilege to lead us in worship on this Shabbat. So more than what he learns, he knows in this day he's part of a much larger and greater community, and that he's welcomed into our community as a bar mitzvah. So, calling to the Bima on this Shabbat to become bar mitzvah, we welcome Naveen Gideon Jackson. Naveen's the son of Jalajah and Bruce Jackson, and the grandson of Devi Kiyama and Baritiyama, and the late Kunji Raman Nair, and Joyce Jackson and Philip Jackson. And so we call Naveen to our pulpit to lead us in worship on this Shabbos morning.
We turn to page 63 to begin our service. We read responsively. It is good to give thanks to God, to sing praises to your name,
to tell of your love in the morning, and to sing of your faithfulness at night.
Playing with an instrument of 10 strings, sounding the lute and stroking the harp.
Your works have made me rejoice, and your glories move me to sing.
How great are your works, O God, how profound your design. The insensitive will never appreciate your creations, nor will the fool understand life's meaning. The wicked may flourish like grass, and the evil may multiply, but they are all doomed to failure.
But you, O Eternal, shall be exalted forever. All shall proclaim that Adonai is just.
Let every living being bless your name, and let every spirit glorify our God forever. Throughout all time we have no ruler but you, our God. You guide the world with love and touch each of your creations with care and kindness. You neither slumber nor sleep. You cause the speechless to utter words and the wrongly imprisoned to go free. You support the fallen, heal the sick, and raise up the lonely. To you alone do we give thanks. We turn to page 65 and rise for the call to worship. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach. Praise be our God, to whom all praise is due.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed.
Praise be our God, to whom all praise is due, now and forever.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach. Baruch
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer or uvarech hoshech, Oseh shalom uvareh et hakol, Hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha barachamim, Uvtuvo mechadesh bechol yom, Tamid ma'aseh v'reshit. Praise be the eternal, our God, ruler of the world, who makes light to shine and darkness to descend upon us. God has taught us the meaning of peace and shapes all things that we touch. With compassion, God gives the earth light and renews the work of creation day by day. Ma Rabu Masecha Adonai, Kulam B'chochma Asita, Mala Haaretz, Kinyanecha, Tit Barach Adonai Eloheinu, Al Shavach Maseh Yadecha, Ve'al Ma'oreor, Sha'asita Yefarucha Salah, Or Chadash Al Tzion, Ta'ir Viniske, Chulanu Mehera La'oro, Baruch Atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMe'orot. How great are your works, O God, in wisdom you make them all. The earth is filled with your creations.
For the glow of the stars and the work of your hands,
let all of your creations give you praise. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we may swiftly merit its radiance.
Blessed is the eternal maker of the morning light.
Great is your love for us and abiding your compassion. Our ancestors trusted in you, and you taught them how to value life. Be gracious now to us, and with kindness guide us with your understanding, so that we might both learn and teach the laws of truth. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Yisrael ba'ahava. Blessed is our God, who in love has chosen Israel to be a people. As we recite the watchword of our faith.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha ve'hayu hadivarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha vishinantam levanecha vidibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvelchbecha uvekumecha uchartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai ve'ietem kedoshim le'elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti echem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai shall love the Eternal, your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and they shall be a symbol before your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourself to your God. I, the Eternal, am your God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I, the Eternal, am your God. Those enduring words have been a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. Faith and choice bring understanding to the soul and sensitivity to the heart. In all times and places, our God has been a part of our lives. Our faith has been our rock and our help. We watched God's wonders when we went free from Egypt. When slavery's chains were broken, we witnessed it. May those who have the faith to believe also have the wisdom to be kind. O God, in whom we have all hope, we glorify your name now as our people have praised you throughout history.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסיף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסיף אלה, שירה חדשה שבחו גאולים לשמך על שפת הים יחד כולם הודו וימליכו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל ופדי חינומך יהודה וישראל גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
We turn to page 70 and rise for the Amidah. We pray silently, either following the words of our prayer books or those our hearts might prompt. שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך Eternal God, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei HaKol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Gulam Livnei Vneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiahu Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah, Tagibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atarav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Kaye Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Be'al Gevurot, Umidom Melach, Melech Mimit Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Ata L'chayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol. Eternal is your power, O God. You are mighty to save. You rain dew upon us. In love you sustain the living. In the multitude of your mercies you preserve all. You uphold the falling and heal the sick. Free the captives and keep faith with your children as in life. Who is like you? Who is your equal? Author of life and death, source of salvation. Blessed is the eternal God, the source of life. We sanctify your name on earth, even as your holiness is proclaimed in the heavens. Above and throughout time and space, in the words of the prophet Isaiah, we say,
Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The fullness of the whole earth is God's glory. Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Meloch ol haaretz, Kevodo, Baruch Kavod Adonai, Mimekomo, Yimloch Adonai leolam, Elohai Zion, Ledor vador, Hallelujah.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed is the Adonai, the holy God. Please be seated. Our God and God of our ancestors, accept our rest as a sacrifice of time and space. Let us share in your world by celebrating creation day by day. Purify our hearts so that we may be honest and upright, forgiving and compassionate. Blessed are you, O God of truth, who helps us to make the Sabbath a part of our life and our heritage of joy. Look with favor, O God, upon your people Israel, and receive our prayers with love. May it be your will to accept our worship and our deeds. Blessed are you who alone we serve in reverence. Eternal source of good, we thank you for the numberless gifts and blessings that fill our days, for life itself and its endless variety, for all that sustains body and mind, for love and friendship, for the delights of the senses, and for the excellence of your Torah, which deepens our life and enriches our days. Help us, O God, to work for a just and compassionate society where all may share your gifts in the joy of freedom. For all of this, your name shall be blessed and praised forever.
ישמחו ומלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו ומלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת מקדשי שביעי שבת כולם יספעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת זכר למעשה וראשית שבת זכר למעשה וראשית שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
Those who keep the Sabbath and call it a delight shall rejoice in your majesty. All who hallow the seventh day shall find happiness in your goodness. This day is Israel's festival of the Spirit, sanctified and blessed by you, the most precious of days, a symbol of the joy of creation.
שים שלום טובה וברכה חן וחסד ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך עמך ברכנו ברכנו אבינו כולנו כאחד ברכנו ברכנו אבינו באור פניך שים שלום טובה וברכה חן וחסד ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך עמך
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country, that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among all inhabitants of the lands. And may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Blessed is the eternal God, the source of peace.
This day is Shabbat, the one day that we have during our busy lives and our hectic weeks to slow down, to take some time for ourselves. The ancient mystics used meditation as a way of connecting with God, and so we follow in their footsteps and we take a moment to look within as well. I invite you to close your prayer books and to put them away, because you won't be needing them. And to take a moment to trust. Trust enough not just to release yourself from the written word, but to close your eyes and to look within. Take a moment to focus on your breathing. Breathing in slowly through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Continue to focus on your breathing, something that we do thousands of times each day without noticing, without paying attention. Breathe in, breathing in God's gift to us, and breathe out, sharing your gift with the world. Ancient mystics had 72 different names for God. Each one of those names, a different quality, different aspect of who God is, what God does. One of those names was Anav, spelled with the Hebrew letters Ayin, Nun, Vav. Anav. Say that name to yourself in your mind. Repeat it in your head. Anav. Anav. It means appreciation, gratitude, thankfulness. Anav. Picture things in your mind which you appreciate having in your life. Maybe it's the people, maybe opportunities, experiences. What are those things that you appreciate? As you think of them, name them silently to yourself. Those blessings that are a part of your life. The things for which you're grateful. Anav. Anav. And as you think of those things, take a moment to also think about how you express that gratitude. How you say thank you to those people, who helped make those possibility, to God who may have shared those people with you, and the blessings that surround you. What more can you do to show that appreciation, to express your gratitude? Anav. When we give ourselves moments like this to look within, to recognize the beauty, the strengths, the blessings, the people and experiences that are a part of our lives, we make this day a little more kadosh. We make it a little more holy. Zehayom asa Adonai, Nagilah v'nismechavo. This is the day that God has created. Let us be glad in it. Let us rejoice in it. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam.
We continue our service with the reading of the Torah on page 79. As is our tradition, in honor of my bar mitzvah, and in thanks for their love and their kindness, I call upon my mom and my dad and my uncle Radhakrishnan. It shall come to pass in the fullness of time that the mountain of the Eternal's house shall be established as the highest mountain, and raised above the hills, and all nations shall flow to it. And many people shall come and say, Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Eternal, to the house of the God of Jacob. Then we may be taught the ways of our God, and walk in the path of the Almighty.
In kamocha ba'elohim Adonai, ve'en kama'asecha, malechutecha, malechut kol olamim, umemshaltecha bechol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai oz le'amo yitin, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom.
As your uncle places his talis on you, Naveen, we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher geshem es atav tzivanu lehita tefat tzitzit. Bless you, God, ruler of the universe, has given us commandments. Command us to wear a talis, the garment of our responsibility.
That's okay. Naveen, sometimes I think that we should have named you Isaac, because just like Abraham and Sarah, your mom and I had you in our old age. You were you were the child that we always longed for, the child that we were told that we were foolish to hope for. And yet you came anyway. Even then, you never took no for an answer. I know things haven't always been easy for you. Neither your mom nor I could give you much in the way of a large, extended family. But there might be a lesson in this. Always remember that families aren't always united by blood. Sometimes they're united by love. You were my firstborn, my only child. And I know that sometimes this has put a lot of pressure on you. But please know that you not only have met every challenge, you've exceeded our wildest expectations. Your mother and I love you very much. You're the living embodiment of all the values that we both hold dear. I'd like to quote from a poem written by the great Lebanese poet Khalil Gibran, almost 100 years ago to the day. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams.
Our God and God of our ancestors, as I stand before this ark, I represent the generations of my people who stood before you, who have lived and died by your law. Give me the wisdom to understand the words that shall be read from your Torah. Endow me with the sensitivity that can make this law a part of my life and the length of my days. May your word be a lamp unto our people's feet and a light unto our path, showing us the way to a reality that is true and a life that is righteous. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adoninu, Kadosh Shemo. Our God is one, our God is great, holy is God's name.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Lecha Adonai HaGidula, HaGivura, HaTiferet, HaNetzach, HaHod. ככל בשמיים ובארץ, ככל בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה, והמתנשא לכל ראש. כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו, תורה לעמו ישראל. ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל. תצא תורה ודבר אדוני שלושה, שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים.
Please be seated. Our Torah portion on this Shabbat is Parasha Baha'alutecha from the book of Numbers, chapter 11, beginning with verse 21, which for those who like to follow along with the verses that Naveen will be chanting, it can be found on page 1093. Chumashim, the big blue Torah commentaries that can be found throughout our seats. We call upon our first Aliyah, a friend of Bar Mitzvah family, Samuel Gross. Ya'amod Shmuel ben Usher Rishon.
Baruch et Adonai Aham for
Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Bahu Mikol Ahim Benachin Lahu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayomer Moshe Shesh Meot Elef Ragli Ha'am Asher Anochi Bekirbo Ve'ata Amarta Basar Etein Lahem Ve'achelu Chodesh Yamim Hatzon Uvakar Yishachet Lahem Umatzah Lahem Im Et Kol Degei Hayam Yasef Lahem Umatzah Lahem Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Hayad Adonai Tiksar Ata Tir'eh Hayikrecha Devari Imlo Vayetze Moshe Vayedaber El Ha'am Et Divrei Adonai Vaye'esof Shivim Ish Miziknei Ha'am Vaya'amed Otam Sevivot Ha'ohel Vayered Adonai Be'anah Vayedaber Elav Vayatzel Min Haruach Asher Elav Yitain Al Shivim Ish Hazakenim Vayehi Kenoach Alehem Haruach Vayitnabeu Velo Yasafu.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lahu Torah Amet V'chai Olam Nata Bitochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
Call upon our second Aliyah, the uncle of our Bar Mitzvah, Jay Jackson. Ya'amod Yaakov ben Vaiva V'chana Yeta Shenit.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bakar banu mikol ha'amim. Bekar Natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayisha'aru shnei anashim b'machane Shem ha'echad Eldad v'Shem ha'sheni Medad v'Tanach Alehem haruach v'hema baketuvim v'lo yatzeu ha'ohela v'yitnabeu b'machane v'yarot hanar v'yaged leMoshe v'yomar Eldad u'Medad mitnabeim b'machane Vayan Yehoshua bin Nun Mesharet Moshe Mibechurav Vayomar Adoni Moshe Kilaim.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'kayei olam nata b'tokenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
We call upon our third Aliyah, the father of our bar mitzvah, Mr. Bruce Jackson. Ya'amod Benjamin ben Fayo v'chana yeta shlishit.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Barach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Lulam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bacha banu michol hamim. V'na'asan lanu et torto. Baruch Atah Adonai nosein haTorah.
Amen. Vayomer lo Moshe Hamakane ata li umi yiten kol am Adonai nevi'im ki yiten Adonai et rucho alehem vayasef Moshe el hamachane hu v'ziknei Yisrael v'ruach nasa me'et Adonai vayagos salvim min hayam vayitosh al hamachane kederech yom ko uchderech yom ko sevivot hamachane uchamatayim al pnei haaretz.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
We call upon our final Aliyah, our maftir, our bar mitzvah. Ya'amod, Navon, Gideon ben Benjamin, Revealed Bar Mitzvah,
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Avrach, Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah. Vayakom ha'am kol hayom hahu v'chol halayla v'chol yom hamachorat vayasfu et haselav hamamit asaf asarach homarim vayishtechu lahem shatoach sevivot hamachane habasar odenu ben shinehem terem yicharet ve'af Adonai Charab va'am vayach Adonai ba'am makah rabba me'od vayikra et shem hamakom hahu kivrot hata'ava kisham kaveru et ha'am Hamit avim mikivrot hata'ava naseu ha'am chatzerot vayihiyu b'chatzerot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah temet v'chaye olam Nata betochenu, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah. In my Torah portion, Moses approaches God for the Hebrews to express their lack of food. It is also about God seeing doubt in the Hebrews for not believing that he could provide for them. God swept up quail from the sea to prove that he could provide for them, and he shouldn't be doubted. God was not pleased with the Hebrews for their doubt, so he struck them down with a plague. This place was called Kibroth Hata'ava, because the Hebrews who died there died from craving what they didn't need. Moreover, this portion tells me that so many people are not thankful for what they have. The Hebrews had what they needed from the manna to survive, but they wanted to have a better variety of food. This applies to many people in the present, including me. I get what I need, but I am always nagging at my parents to get the newest technology and bikes. I never stop and appreciate what I actually do have. Just like the Hebrews, they did not look at how good their new life was. For example, they were free and no longer slaves. This is around us every day, from little kids wanting new toys to full-grown adults wanting a bigger house or a nicer car. This passage shows how the past always repeats itself. In addition, being a bar mitzvah technically means I'm a man. Back then, I would have started my apprenticeship, gotten my marriage arranged, and would have moved out. In the modern world, I feel that being a bar mitzvah translates a lot to its English translation, son of commandment. The way I interpret this is that I should now follow the 10 Commandments to the best of my ability. Also, I need to follow the values I hold close to my heart, like justice. I believe everyone should be able to eat and feed their family good, healthy food. This is why I volunteer for Peer Corps during the summer. What I do for them is go around to urban gardens around Detroit and help with keeping them in good shape. Another trait I hold close is loyalty. If one of my friends is in trouble, I'll try to help them to the best of my ability and always be honest with them. This is also emphasized in the 10 Commandments, as commandment number 9 says, "You must not give false evidence against your neighbor." To me, This commandment means to never lie to my friend or to anyone else, and to always be loyal. These are the things I feel come hand in hand with being a bar mitzvah. I now call upon my Auntie Velma and Auntie Jean to be the Hagbah and Galila who will hold and dress the Torah on this special day of my life. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratza v'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai Habocher ba'amo Yisrael havdo U'Yisrael amo U'Mimei ha'emet v'tzedek. My Haftorah portion comes from the book of Zechariah, chapter 4. Do you not know what these things mean? Asked the angel who talked with me. And I said, No, my Lord. Then he explained to me as follows. This is the word of the Lord to Zerubbabel. Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. Whoever you are, O great mountain in the path of Zerubbabel, turn into level ground. For he shall produce the excellent stone. It shall be greeted with shouts of beautiful, beautiful. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sur kol haolamim tzadik bechol hadorot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'oseh ha'medaber u'mkayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al hanvi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likadusha v'linucha lechavod u'letifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umvarchim otach yitbarach shimcha b'fi kol chai tamid l'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-shabbat.
Amazing how much is actually packed into this one Torah portion. And Naveen, I like the verses that you chose in your interpretation, how we're all like the Israelites at times. Despite our good fortune, we complain, we want more. I saw your parents grin as you mentioned that. We forget to appreciate at times the blessings right before us. Actually, you taught us about those verses so well, my friend, that I decided to look at a different part of the Torah portion. Because it's truly remarkable how many different things are packed into these chapters. You see, it starts with the instructions for how the ancient Israelites were to construct the menorah, the oldest symbol we have in Judaism. Then we learn how the Levites are consecrated with a very special purpose and task to accomplish and do. Next, we're reminded about the observance of the holiday of Passover, our springtime festival, followed by the instruction for a second Passover offering, the Pesach Sheni. Then we're told about how the Israelites traveled in the wilderness, that when a cloud covered the tent of meeting, Israelites stayed where they were, but when God lifted the cloud, they continued on their journey. Then we got the instructions for making 2 silver trumpets, instruments for summoning the community as a call to arms. More good fortune for our ancestors as they travel. But then we get to your verses, and the Israelites complaining and whining, making God and Moses fed up. And finally, after this, a challenge is partially resolved. We get to this trouble among our leaders between Moses, Miriam, and Aaron, all of whom are siblings, when Miriam and Aaron speak badly and they challenge Moses. For the record, I left out a lot in my brief but lengthy overview. So much is packed in here that finding one thing to talk about actually could spin a rabbi's head around. Especially since I just mentioned that the Torah says we observe a Passover offering a second time in the same year. Who knew? Who had ever heard that we could make Passover 1 month after the prescribed date of the holiday? Here's what the Torah says. There were some who could not offer the Passover sacrifice on that specific day. And so these men drew near before Moses and Aaron, their leaders, and said to them, though we are ritually impure, why should we be left out? Why can't we bring God's offering at the set time together with the rest of the people of Israel? And Moses says to them, stand by. Let me hear what God will say concerning your case. What I find interesting here is that they themselves bring their case to Moses. No one else does. No one even noticed that they hadn't been allowed to do this, to make an offering that they, in this moment, had been left out. But they did. They felt the pain of missing this experience, of being left out. And yes, in this moment, they were ritually impure. They make no excuses, but still, they question Lama Nigra. They say, why should we be excluded? And Moses could have given them a simple answer. He could have said, I feel for you. I get it. But this is the Torah. This is the law. And I wish I could help you. And if I could, I would. But what can I do? But Moses didn't say that. Instead, he took their case to God. And God answers them with compassion. God says, it makes sense. So why not let these individuals who missed the holiday, Passover, do it later on when they're no longer impure? Let's have a second Passover exactly 1 month later, and they'll get to observe the sacrifice, the offering, the holiday, the matzah, the bitter herbs and all, just as the rest of the community did a month early. Truth is, I have never met anyone who has observed the second Passover. And while it might seem like a very obscure Jewish thing, a law all about Passover, I think it's teaching all of us much more. So much for every one of us to appreciate. Because it's saying there are times in life when we're challenged, when life challenges us, when things happen that we might not expect. But one, we should find ways to create second chances. And two, we should find opportunities to make sure that everyone is included. In a sense, when God says make a second Passover, God's reminding us, don't ever leave someone out, because everyone matters. Everyone counts. And that's the value that speaks so much to you, Naveen, in this moment, in your bar mitzvah, in our community this morning, because that's who you are. You always include, just by being you, in your very nature. I'm fairly confident there are more non-Jews present at services this morning than there are Jews and members of our congregation. And that's beautiful, because that's who you are. Yes, I felt like I was being hazed today in the names I had to pronounce correctly in the Indian pronunciation, as your uncle quizzed me and gave me the exact pronunciation of them. But that was about making sure everyone feels welcome. And we all should do that in our lives. We should use you as an example of how we bring people in, how we make sure we include, we make people feel like they're a part of who we are. And in doing that, truly, we live with the compassion that God has blessed all of us with. Amen. We turn our prayers now to those of healing of Mishaberach. We walk around with the Torah, we reach out, we touch it, we mention names of those who we're thinking of in our prayers who are in need of strength. And our hope is that just as Torah has been a source of strength for people for thousands of years, so can it do that for us in these moments as well. Mishaberach, Avotenu, Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Ve'imotenu, Sa Rivka Leah Rachel. Hu Yivarech et Ocholim, merciful God who has blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and Rachel. Send your blessings to our loved ones who are stricken with illness and anxiety, especially those friends and family we think of at this time. Alyssa Ioto and Muhammad Akan, Stephen Averbach, Susan Averbach, Batia, Besha Panina, Carol Binder, Eugene Blakeman, Joel Bussell, Pat Carey, Karen Kasman, Barry Chernick, Bill Cooperstock, Gary Fishman, Andrew Halo, Hank Heiser, Lila Hepner, Vera Hopkins Gordon, Ethan Kadish, Henry Leopold, Zoe Marcus, Beth Margolin, Bernie Meegee, Chloe Millard, Larry Miller, Sherry Minlin, Deborah Mursky, Scott Miles, Craig Newman, Judy Nussbaum, Miriam Leah Batdan-El Esther, Brian Romanchuk, Sylvia Rosen, Laura Roth, Noni St. Amand, Ernest Schoen, Sadie Schwartz, Sonia Sklar, Lisa Weiner, Loretta Ziegelman, as well as the 20,000 American troops who have been injured in Iraq and Afghanistan to date, and all the names in our hearts. Baruch atah Nahar Chalim. Blessed are you, God. Give strength to those in need.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Leimotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We turn to page 89 and rise. Havu Godel Lelohenu, Utnu Chavod La Torah. Let us declare the greatness of our God and give honor to the Torah. Yehalelu et Shem Adonai, Ki Niskav Shemo Levado. Let us praise God's name, for it is exalted above all.
Hodo al Eretz b'shamayim vayarem keren li'amor tehila lechol chasidav libnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Torat Adonai Temima, Mishivat Nafesh, Edut Adonai Ne'emana, Machkimat Peti. The law of our God is perfect, restoring the soul.
The
Testimony of the eternal is sure, making wise the simple. Pikudei Adonai Yesharim, Mesamche Lev, Mitzvat Adonai Bara, Meirat Einaim. The precepts of our God are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the eternal is clear, enlightening the eyes. Yirat Adonai Tehorah, Omedet la'ad. Mishpatei Adonai emet zadku yachdav. The presence of our God is pure, enduring forever. The judgments of the eternal are true and righteous altogether. Ki lekach tov, natati lachem, torati al ta'azovu. Behold, I have given you a good doctrine, my Torah, do not forsake it.
It's chaim hi, lama chazikim ba, v'tom mechea meushar, derachea darchenu, v'chol netivotea shalom.
Mazel tov. On behalf of our congregation, we have a number of gifts to give you. From our board of directors, your very own Gates of Repentance to be able to use for the holidays in just a few months. That is for you. Also from our brotherhood, a tree has been planted in Israel in commemoration of your bar mitzvah. And so when you are in high school, we look forward to having you with us on the teen mission so that you can come see your tree. From our sisterhood, Lev Belev, they have given you your first year of youth group dues so that when you're a freshman in high school, you'll be able to access those and join us on Sunday nights as part of high school and some of the social activities as well.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
Mazel tov to you. Naveen, today we get to celebrate a number of different things with you. As Rabbi shared, and as you talked about in your Torah portion, we look at your Torah portion and we learn a lot of different lessons from it. And part of becoming bar mitzvah is reading that Torah portion for the first time. We add to that and have you make sure that you know the prayers of our people, that you can lead our congregation in those. And in both those things, you did a wonderful job. But for us as well, it's an opportunity to celebrate the young man who you've become, the young man who you are, that we get to see on Sunday mornings when you're helping out, or that we see at Madrachim events, or that we've seen on Sunday mornings as part of our program as well. That as we watch you, we find so much joy that you exude with the people that you're with. That I think of you on retreats with friends, just running around, having a blast, always the first to volunteer to be out there when we have the different choice activities, going with the sports things, because that's one of your passions that you have. But as Rabbi shared at the end of his Devar, we also see the way that you include other people, that you make sure that they feel a part of the community as well. And we see that in Madrachim events and the way that you are with students in your classroom too. It's a blessing that you have, a great quality that you make and bring into our world, and it makes our world a better place as you do that. That we also see a young man who works hard. There is no doubt in our mind that you would be excellent today in leading us in reading from the Torah. Because with your parents' help and a little bit of pressure as well, we knew that when you put your mind to things, when your family says that you're going to do something, that you always follow through. It's a wonderful quality that your parents have taught you, that they've instilled in you. And it's one of the many lessons that's going to take you far in life as well. And so today we get to celebrate all those wonderful lessons that they've shared with you, the values that make you who you are and that you share with our world. And so we ask that God continue to bless you with those things as we ask God to bless you now.
Naveen, only God can bless. What we hope for is in our connections, we bring God a little more into our world. May God bless you now.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you. May God protect you.
Yo'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka.
May God's light shine upon you and shine through you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Naveen, may God always be a part of who you are. Giving you all of your gifts, giving you all your hopes, your joys, your blessings. Most of all, blessing you with shalom, with peace in your heart, your mind. May you bring more peace into our world. We all say, Amen.
Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'no
continue with our prayers of adoration and conclusion on page 91 of our prayer books as we rise together.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשן כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, בגורלנו ככל האמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Nothing that filled an emptiness that a death leaves behind. Those who are no longer a physical presence are still alive within our thoughts and our words. Their memories are only a part of the picture. So long as we recall their presence and their warmth, their friendship, their heart, mind, and thought are still within our soul. We honor and cherish the ones we love by living our lives to the fullest. This time in our prayers, our thoughts turn to those taken from our midst in this past month, friends and family of our congregation, as we honor them with the words of Shloshim, and think of them as well, linking with those who have passed in these 30 days: Evelyn Spitzer, Rita Weiner, Al Klein, Edith Linden, Rose Weiner, Richard Berman, Missy Ryerson Shorey, Marvin Brager, as well as the 2,420 Americans in our armed forces lost in Afghanistan, surrounding areas to date. Linking their names and names with your sites we mark on the Shabbat, those anniversary of passing we lovingly commemorate: William Barron, Sheldon Leonard Blair, Lillian Fishman, Isidore Gladstein, Shirley Gold, Henrietta Harris, Werner Heilbrunn, Peter Kelly, Leon Kiff, Betty Nosenchuk, Faye Perlman, William Pohl, Edward Schultz, Marla Scissors, Ray Shapiro, Benjamin Siegel, Albert Smith, Georgia Sonino, Samuel Stolovich, William Tarnow, Valerie Thurston, Marie Walker. And linking their names with all the names that we do not recite on the Shabbat, those of every faith and family, those whose lives have touched ours, and those who have no one to stand and say Kaddish for them. So do we stand together as one community and join in the immortal words of the mourner's Kaddish as found on page 96 of our prayer books. Yikadal, Yikadash, Shemei Rabbah, Bialma, Divra, Chirute, Bialmich, Malchute, B'chayachon of Yomechonu, Chayed, Chol Beit Yisrael, Bagala, Ubizman, Kariv, Imru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbam of Arach, Olam Omei Amaya, Yit Barach, Yit Dabach, Yit Pa'ar, Yit Ramam, Yit Naseh, Vinadar, Vinaleb, Vinalal, Shemei Kudisha, Brechu, Le'amin Ko Bir Chata V'Shirata, Tush B'Chata V'Nechemata, Ta'miram B'Yama V'Imru. Amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba Min Shemaya, V'Chaim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Imru. Oseh Shalom B'Ramav, Huya Aseh Shalom. Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Imru. Amen. The source of peace and peace to those who mourn, comfort to those who are bereaved, here and everywhere. And let us say,
Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Ramav, Huya Aseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos, Rabbi.
We have a tradition before we conclude our service that we take a moment for something known as Tish. Tish is a Yiddish word which means table, and the rabbis of old would sit around the table before going out to enjoy a Kiddush luncheon, oneg, whatever it might be, and answer questions about Jewish law, Jewish tradition, the Torah portion of the week, whatever was on their students' minds. And so our goal is that every time you come to temple, we want to make sure that you feel like you've learned something. So you can ask a question about anything you want, anything you saw, anything Naveen was doing, whatever might be on your mind. You don't have to be a member of temple or Jewish to ask a question. Oftentimes, non-members will ask questions, and you teach the Jewish people who are too shy to ask questions. So we take a moment for a few questions. Yeah, Natalie.
I noticed in Israel they celebrate Shavuot. So I don't understand what that translates to and what that holiday actually celebrates.
Were you just there?
No, but my company is Israeli.
Gotcha. So Natalie was asking a question about a holiday called Shavuot. It means weeks, and it's one of the 3 pilgrimage festivals that we have that are in the Torah. So 3 times ancient Hebrews would make their way to, and the Israelites would make their way to Jerusalem as a pilgrimage to be able to, in a sense, pay their taxes, but offer tributes and thanks to God for a good harvest is one of the reasons that we have the holiday. Shavuot means weeks. So after Pesach, after that first day of Pesach, actually, you begin counting, we're told in the Torah, 7 weeks of 7 days. And on the 50th day, we have the holiday of Shavuot, which some people call Pentecost. But it's the harvest of the barley. And so the agricultural connection for that holiday is it's time for the barley harvest, and it's our opportunity to thank God for a good harvest. Every one of our holidays also has a connection to our biblical story of our exodus from Egyptian slavery. And so Shavuot does as well. And on that holiday, we celebrate as we were making our way from Egypt to the promised land of Israel, that on that day we received the 10 Commandments. That is that day we're told that God gave Moses the 10 Commandments, and Moses finally came down from Mount Sinai to give those to our community. And so we celebrate that on Shavuot. In Israel, they celebrate it for one day, and many in the Reform movement here in the States do for one day as well. And then those traditionally outside of Israel in the diaspora, but conservative and Orthodox Jews will oftentimes do it for 2 days as a reminder that we're not in the land of Israel. Other reasons too. That's why. Sure. Yes, the gentleman back there. Excellent question. Why do we wear these hats? They're called...
We wear these to cover up my bald spot, because when I wear it, people don't know that I'm bald, and I'm very self-conscious about that. So now I'm feeling awkward. So we call them either a kippah, which means I'm joking, by the way. I don't have a bald spot. We call it a kippah, which means a covering, or a yarmulke, which is actually an Aramaic word, which is a dialect of Hebrew, and that gives us the best reason for why it means Yarei Malka, fear of the king. And the idea in Judaism is that we're always in God's presence, and so you always cover your head in God's presence. So a traditional Jew will wear a yarmulke or a kippah all the time. We have the tradition that we wear it when we're in our sanctuary, a holy place, a special place. Or for me and Rabbi, we use it as a way to separate time, distinguish time. So I wear my kippah when I'm in the sanctuary. I wear the kippah when I'm praying. I wear a kippah when I'm studying or when I'm teaching. So, or like when we're out doing a life cycle event. If you see me tonight, if you come to the wedding that I'm doing tonight, don't tell them I invited you, but you're all invited. I'll be wearing a kippah there too. So, yes.
So why is it that the yarmulke is only worn by the men?
Why is it?
Why is the yarmulke only worn by the men in that movie?
Right there.
So, our cantor.
Why? The question is, why is the yarmulke, the kippah, only worn by men and not by women? Cantor, being a woman, dispels that myth in the moment right there. However,
But usually you'll see, traditionally it's men that will wear them. And oftentimes women, when they were doing different things that would require a head covering as well, you'll see them put on like a handkerchief, a scarf that covers their head. So my Savta, my grandmother, on Friday nights when she kindles the Shabbos candles, the Shabbat candles, she'll cover her head as well with a scarf to be able to do that. There are other reasons. Yep, it's kiva right there. Perfect. And so lots of different reasons. Really, there were certain commandments that went along with what men did and what women did. There was a distinction within Jewish law at different times. Wearing a kippah wasn't a commandment. We weren't required. It became a tradition. It was a custom that people had that then became a tradition that became more seen as law as they had it. But it wasn't a commandment that we were given in the Torah that we had to cover our heads in this way. And so that's why sometimes you'll see most often men covering their heads because as Rabbi shared with that, us using it for sacred time periods during services and covering our heads in the presence of God, that men were required to do that, whereas women weren't. Great question.
sure, one more. No.
Can you explain the importance of the ark to us?
The art?
Ark.
Oh, the ark? So the ark is where we keep all of our Torahs, right? And it's just where the direction we face as we pray, we face the Torahs. It also is on the side of our sanctuary so that we're facing the east. And traditionally in Judaism, we pray towards the east, so we're praying towards Jerusalem. And so the idea of teaching us that connection to Israel as well for us, yeah, that's east that way. Yeah. So, that being the case, when they made the laws, they didn't realize the world was round. So eventually our prayers reached Jerusalem anyway, I always figure. So, but that's the custom. But the ark is special. When the ark is open, when the curtain's open, we stand out of respect for the Torah. We don't worship other things. It's showing respect, right? We only worship God as Jews. But the idea of that, and so we have 8 Torahs. Each of them is exactly the same. Well, each of them has the exact same words in it from the books of Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, our Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. But each of them are handwritten, handcrafted. And so one in there is from 490 years ago from Czechoslovakia. One in there is brand new that we helped write as a congregation. Naveen chose to read our Lithuanian Torah. It's about 175 years old. It comes to us about 15 years ago from Lithuania. We were able to acquire that Torah. So we teach our kids about the Torahs, and they get to choose which one they like or has a tradition with it. And so Naveen appreciated that Torah and some of the nuances of it as well. Speaking of Naveen, come up here to the middle as we get ready for the Kiddush. Sam has a question. Closing us out, Sam Gross is going to ask a question. Begin with Natalie. Sam, bookends. Beautiful.
How long does it take to write a Torah?
So a scribe will say it takes about 8-9 months working 9 to 5 writing a Torah. All handwritten in that sense. But scribes will do other things on the side. They write the scrolls that are mezuzot. They'll write tefillin. They'll write ketubas, things like that too as well. But that's their main thing, and it's quite lengthy of a time. For us, our Torah took a year long. It was written mostly in Jerusalem. Then we would get, the scribe would bring to us the pieces of parchment, and then we'd get to fill in some of the letters. So it's 352 of the letters were written here at Temple by families together with the scribe, holding the quill with him as they filled in the letter. The letters were created empty, with the outline, and we got to fill those in. So most of it was written traditionally with the pen, always done the same way for 2,000 years, with a feather pen and everything, with a quill, but the last part we were able to complete with it, so. Yes, Bruce?
Can you explain the idea of chosen people?
Oh my gosh, that's like a whole novel, Bruce. Bruce asked for Rabbi Schwartz to explain very quickly before the Kiddush the idea of chosen people and what it means for us today.
Excellent. So there's a term that we see that's written in the Bible that the Jewish people is the chosen people, and it's interpreted in a lot of different ways. One of those ways that I like to interpret is that we're chosen for specific tasks. So as Naveen talks about in his Torah portion, in his Devar Torah, he said that really Bar Mitzvah is a son of the commandments. And so that's really what it is to me to be a part of the chosen people, that we are chosen to follow certain commandments. Some of those commandments deal with the way that we interact with God. Some of them deal with the way that we treat the other people in our world around us, our neighbors, our friends, our community, and the world at large. So to be the chosen people means that we had those 613 commandments that traditionally we were supposed to either observe or in a modern interpretation understand today to make sure that they're relevant for our Jewish tradition and our practice as well. And that's what it meant to be chosen, that other people didn't have those same obligations as we did. With that, we rise together for our closing benediction. And first, to give thanks to God for the sweetness of this Sabbath day and the moments shared this morning.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
Borei Pori Hagafen.
Amen.
Blessed are you, God, ruler of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine, the sweetness of life. Anai oz ve'amoyitain. Anai varech et amo v'shalom. May God give strength to all people. May God bless all of us here and everywhere with peace. Good Shabbos, everyone. Ooh.